Yes, sir, my people. You are now rocking with the best. You are now entering the danger zone because we're dealing with something that we have never, ever seen in NFL history. People, you are now rocking with the best. Welcome back to the Best of Seven Sports Talk here on T7M Radio. I'm your host, as always, the Kid 7 Mitchell. Appreciate y'all locking in, man. We got so much to talk about because tonight we're playing Monday evening quarterback. Super Bowl 51 is in the books. History making, record breaking. Congratulations to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Number 12 led one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, let alone the Super Bowl history, lifting the New England Patriots from a 25-point hole, the fifth title in history for Tom Brady. This was the first overtime game for Super Bowl. This was just unbelievable. We got to break this down. We're going to be recapping Super Bowl 51. Chopping it up. We also going to be talking a little bit more NFL Hall of Fame. T.O. Terrell Owens getting snubbed again for the second straight year from the Hall of Fame calling. We definitely got to talk about that. NBA is definitely on deck. My New York Knicks still pissing me off. So you know we're going to lock in and talk about that. So much more, man. So you already know what time it is. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. T7M Radio callers, y'all call up 347-989-8102. If y'all have not done so already, I don't know what y'all waiting for. Y'all obviously out the loop. But make sure y'all subscribe right now to the T7M Radio YouTube channel. Definitely appreciate all the support. Also, make sure y'all follow us everywhere on social media. We are debating 24/7 when it comes to these sports topics, non-stop. We getting it popping all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you at, we right behind you. So make sure y'all follow us and stay in the loop at T7M Radio. We definitely look forward to chopping it up with y'all in the near future when it comes to debating some of these dope topics. All right, man, let's get right into it. I got a couple of my co-hosts they're going to be calling up. We're actually doing a new venture here, the Best of 7 Sports Talk, for those who are brand new to the podcast. We actually going to be locking in starting this week, 5 days a week. 6 p.m. Eastern, you got it, 5 days a week. We're going to give y'all some of the most outside-the-box debates. We're going to lock in. We're going to kind of keep y'all in the loop when it comes to everything that's going on in sports. So I appreciate y'all's support. I hope we can do this the way that y'all needed to get done because we definitely want to bring y'all the best when it comes to sports talk. So 5 days a week, 6 p.m. Eastern here. The Best of 7 Sports Talk, T7M Radio. Y'all know where to find us talking that sports debate, 347-989-8102. So, like I was saying yesterday, man, Tom Brady, the New England Patriots, man, they trailed by 25 points. Tom Brady, in my opinion, had a case of happy feet and a wobbly arm that made him look every bit of 39, 40 years old in the first half of the game. No team in NFL history, as I mentioned earlier, has ever made up more than a 10-point deficit to win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady led the Patriots on 5 straight scoring drives that equaled 31 consecutive points. It was unbelievable. It was damn near pathetic. I told y'all a couple weeks ago when we did predictions for the NFC and the AFC Championship, the Atlanta Falcons, they're disgusting when it comes to defense. The Atlanta Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, coming into the postseason, they were ranked 27th out of 32 teams in the NFL. I mean, that's just pathetic. They got pretty good running backs, but I just wasn't sold on the running game. And I know more than anybody else, I do not care how efficient, explosive offense is, defense at the end of the day is going to win you championships. That's what it's going to be. So I was really kind of thrown back to see how Atlanta did Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers in the championship game. That seemed to be fool's gold. And what we saw yesterday was just the tale of two halves. They were very dominant, getting to Tom Brady in the first half. We saw the pick six, couple sacks. I mean, they were definitely all in Brady's face. The run game, Blunt was seen to be pretty much anemic. They couldn't get anything going in the first half. They was just dominant. And then their true colors just showed up in the second half. It was just pathetic. The play calling, I mean, to be honest with you, and I know Coach Dan Quinn, this is his second season in the NFL as a head coach, But he should be fined and suspended for the play calls that he. I mean, he should have had to fly commercial back home from Houston yesterday. He should not have been allowed. Him or the coordinators, Kyle Shanahan as well. They should have had to pay for their own flight home, their own dinner, their own hotel room. Like, it's just pathetic. I feel like they owe the Atlanta organization. I think they owe them some money back. It was just pathetic. And the defense, man, and I know Kyle Shanahan offense is just the, like I said, the play calls that they made. 4 rushes, being up 25 points in the second half. I do not care how they talk today about how Atlanta throughout the year offensively is very aggressive. It doesn't matter. Everybody's fighting to get one goal, and that's to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. When you have 25 points in the third quarter, I mean, if you have to go against what you normally go against, being up by 25 points, you run that clock down. You do whatever it takes to win a championship. There's no excuse for you to sit up there and because you was aggressive all season that you repeat that same energy in the Super Bowl, being up 25 points in the third quarter against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. 4 rushes, 4 rushes by the Atlanta Falcons in the second half after being up 25 points. Unbelievable. Tom Brady threw 62 passes yesterday in the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, he got to be, and when I know waking up today, Tom Brady has got to be the luckiest man in the world. But, I mean, this guy got to be in some pain. He was taking some major hits yesterday. And to have to throw 62 passes, I mean, he got 400 yards, it seemed like, out of nowhere at first. But, you know, you got to give it up for Tom Brady. I hate to say it, especially on this podcast, being a Ravens fan. You know, this is really disgusting to have to. Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever, man. I have to give it up. You know, even when he passed Peyton Manning earlier this year, I was not convinced. I still had Joe Montana as my number one. But after what I saw Tom Brady do yesterday, I know we call it a choke job by the Atlanta Falcons. That's a given. But the lack of weapons, 1 week is Hogan. Yesterday is James White. I mean, Brady is really, and Belichick as well. I mean, they are really implementing a lot of confidence in their team. These guys got to play with a lot of confidence. They play 60-plus minutes. Please don't get that confused. This was the first overtime game in Super Bowl. And I want to get y'all opinion, man. What do y'all think about the overtime rules? Because Matt Ryan didn't even get an opportunity to do anything in overtime. You know, the rules are the rules. I have no problem with the overtime rules, but I want to know now, you know, with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, you know, in my opinion, it shouldn't even have went that far. So I really feel no type of remorse. I don't feel sorry for Atlanta at all. You're up by 25 points in the third quarter. I mean, let's be real. Shouldn't even have got to overtime. Now, Matt Ryan did not get a chance to actually get on the field in overtime. I don't know what you guys think, if that rule should be changed. I'm pretty good with it. Because, like I said, you should not allow the team, for the most part, to even be there in overtime. But just an unbelievable drive by Brady and company in overtime. Now, looking at footage today, there's a lot of questions about James White. Was his knee down and did the football cross the plane on that winning touchdown by the Patriots yesterday? To me, from the couple angles that they showed yesterday during the game, it clearly looked like the ball did cross the pylon. But in my opinion, when I saw the pictures today, it really didn't look that way. Now, we can get Photoshop images and things going on the internet. You know how the Wild World Web does. But, you know, it's interesting to see, but it's over. And you got to give New England their props. I really don't know. I'm still in shock, man. I just cannot believe that as dominant as Atlanta was yesterday, how in the world could you choke like that? That is the biggest choke in Super Bowl history. No question. Y'all got to let me know, man. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, T7M Radio, 347-989-8102. Let me know what y'all think. I mean, even Julio Jones, non-existent. I mean, they just couldn't get anything going yesterday in that second half. They scored 7 points in the second half, including overtime, after scoring 21 points alone in the second quarter. Now, Matt Ryan didn't make the mistakes. He had 2 touchdowns, 284 yards, 17 for 23, but it wasn't enough. Freeman, 11 carries, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm not going to call you guys out, but I had made, there was a couple people made some remarks on my predictions for the NFC Championship, trying to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about how Atlanta has a great top 10 offense when it comes to the run. You see what happened yesterday. They did not get the job done. They can't even block. Freeman gave up probably one of the biggest sacks with the fumble, and that was probably one of the biggest turnaround play of the game because Freeman missed the block. It's just pathetic how they try to put the light on something else, man. I called this 2 weeks ago. I was not sold on the defense of the Falcons, and I was not sold on the running game. And in some way, shape, form, or fashion, those were the 2 elements, along with the play calling, that allowed these guys to give up the biggest game of their lives. You're going against Tom Brady, who already has 4 rings. Now him and Belichick are sitting back in the cut. I mean, there really is no debating to me. Best quarterback of all time, best head coach of all time. Look at all the changes and the adjustments that they had to go through. Forget the Flakegate. Forget that Tom was not even playing for the first 4 games of the year. Look at the roster. Look who they have to play with. Gronkowski being hurt for the rest of the season. These guys don't have any Pro Bowlers at wide out. It's next man up, it seems like, every week. That has been the mantra for New England time and time again. And people have not been able to actually, solve that puzzle. That formula, for the most part, is undeniable. When the Patriots lose a game, other than against my Baltimore Ravens, it seemed like it's because of the mistakes that the Patriots won. Bill Belichick is just a genius. I mean, we all know this, but just this season alone was just extra special. If you're a Patriots fan, even if you're not a Patriots fan, if you're just a fan of football, you got to respect what the New England Patriots went through this year and where they ended up. This is just unbelievable. I'm just trying to look at some of the, wow. 546 total yards by the New England Patriots. Pathetic. The Atlanta Falcons defense, anemic. Fool's gold. Total fool's gold. This was like watching WWE wrestling yesterday. It seemed so fake. Atlanta had this game won hands down. A short field goal. What coach in their right mind will risk getting knocked out of field goal range with those calls? Dan Quinn should be fired. Arthur Blank should fire Dan Quinn. Pay the money. You cannot keep the in the circle, because the fact remains is that it's not a guarantee. In my opinion, I don't think Atlanta's going to make it back here. Now, I'm going to let the streets let me know what y'all think about that. We see what happened to Cam Newton in Carolina. It is not a guarantee that you're going to make it back to the big show the next year. This was just a one-and-done opportunity for Atlanta. And the play calling, the running game, the lack of defense in the second half. I mean, Matty Ice, the ice clearly melted yesterday. It was pathetic. Let me go ahead and bring on the big homie Roger in the corner. Roger, what's popping?
What's popping with you, Seven Mitchell? You know what I mean? Salute to you. Salute to the whole sports, though. Like I said to you in the inbox, I got some Philly people that are going to call up, you know what I mean? So, a couple of them, is rowdy about last night. Like, my one cousin, I was arguing with him earlier, I didn't see the game physically, but I've heard it, you know what I mean? Like, because I was doing other things. But
right.
I seen the one picture. Everybody's going on Facebook, with the running back going down. He was down. To me, personally, Atlanta lost. Now, to answer your question, what you just said about Atlanta, okay, to me, they're missing 1 or 2 weapons, so for sure weapons, and they can go back.
So you think the Falcons got a shot to go back with a couple more pieces?
Yes. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. You know, their receivers are nice, okay? But if you add somebody, for example, I'm just shooting him out there because I know he's a free agent. The boy from the Dolphins, Kenny Stills, that receiver. Okay. He's basically giving you, you know what I mean? You got Julius Jones, you know what I mean? You got another target to go to, which is going to make teams, you know, depending on who you match up against, it's going to make them hell.
Right. Now, let me say this. First of all, you're so disrespectful for not watching the game yesterday. I mean, let's be clear on that. I know you had things to do. I get that. I respect that. But you're so disrespectful for missing the Super Bowl. But you make some outstanding points, and I definitely agree with you. My only thing about it is I just don't think Atlanta is going to have a shot to make it next year again. Just for the simple fact, and you know this, Raj, sometimes when a team loses, the actual loss will stay with them and haunt them for months, you know, after. Like, this is the off season. I don't know if Atlanta mentally will be able to bounce back from being up 25 points in the second half, and you only run the football 4 times in the second half after being up 25 points. It's pathetic, the way the play calling and the defensive play in the second half, allowing that comeback, man. It's unbelievable. I'm just not sure that the Falcons mentally can bounce back. And you make a good point. You add a couple pieces, but I think they need the pieces to be added on the defensive side. I think offensively, the wideouts think they're good.
Right, well, that's what I meant. I was just using, you know, the Alshon Jeffrey scenario for an example.
Okay.
For the Kenny Stills. Now, you know, can I talk about my team for a second? My, you know what I mean? Can I throw a little tab in it? Huh?
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Okay, you know, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Okay, and right. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I read reports where we can go. We only have one receiver that I can say we can count on, and that's not good enough for us. Which is Ryan which is Matthews, the receiver. Right. Now, what we do is, and I just read a report on the Bleacher Report about this. They're saying, you know, with us letting go Connor Barwin, okay, that frees up cap space. All right. So now with that cap space, we have the option to go after Torrey Smith, which we couldn't get the job done, you know, during the trade debate, which is okay. I'm cool with that. Now, and we can still go sign, you know, with Kenny Stills or DJ.
Now, let me ask you this, Raj, being a fan of Philly, of course. 2-part question. First of all, are you sold on your quarterback, Carson Wentz? Are you good with him? Do you think he's that guy?
To be honest with you, yes. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Think about this. We're going to go down the history from Brady and on of all the great quarterbacks. Okay? That one quarterback coach out there, I'm not familiar with his name, so you know what I mean. I don't want to say the name and it not be. The one that he worked with Brady and he worked with Peyton. Okay? He turned Peyton into a monster. Right? Let's just say, to me, Peyton, you know what I mean. Even though he retired, he's still, to me, in my book, a great quarterback.
Are we talking about the quarterback coach?
Yeah, the quarterback coach.
Yeah, quarterback coach Tom House, I think is his name.
Okay, look what he did with Tom Brady. Okay, and you know what I mean. Look what also he did with Peyton Manning. So to me personally, if he has, you know, if he could turn them two into great quarterbacks, yeah, he could turn Wentz. But see, the thing is, we have to with now that we have Wentz in place, okay, we have to go get weapons for Wentz. You know what I mean? We can't, with the weapons that we had last year, or not, I ain't even going to say weapons, with the supposedly weapons that we had last year, they didn't cut it. So now we have to address that. You know, to keep Wentz healthy, you know, keep him happy, you know what I mean? We have to go get somebody. Now, what I
Now,
also like, too.
rumors last year, Raj, late last year, probably week 16, week 17, and I hate to put this out there because I really want him on my team. I feel like we need his explosiveness. But, your guy Deshaun Jackson, former Eagles wideout, this is his last year in Washington, and it talks about him actually going back to Philly. Would you accept DJ back in the mix?
Listen, in a New York second, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? DJ, not only, is he a receiver, but he's special teams. You see what I'm saying? Now, here, and I was just talking to my buddy a couple of days ago about this. Here's what we do. We go get Deshaun, and then we go get Kenny Stills from the Dolphins. Right then and there, that's going to take all the pressure off of Jordan Matthews. Where we can throw Jordan Matthews into the slot position, and basically them three right there. You know what I mean? You're not going to, you're basically who out of them three receivers, which one are you going to double?
Right. It's going to have to be.
And when you double that receiver, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to leave somebody open, not wide open, but they're going to be open, which is dangerous.
You got to respect the running game for Philly too. This is another reason why, towards my argument at the beginning of the show, this is why I think that Atlanta is a sure shot for them to make it next year. Because look at the season about your Eagles, potential that they had. Seattle was always in the mix. Green Bay was hot, even though they were kind of banged up. It's just so much that could happen. You got to really, maximize and take these opportunities and grab onto them. And the way that Atlanta lost yesterday, man, is damn near criminal. Like, Coach Quinn should be incarcerated for the play caller, man. It was illegal the way they did it. I feel sorry for the fans of Atlanta, man. Real talk. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, T7M Radio with 7 Mitchell and Raj. Y'all call up 347-989-8102. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to talk more about Super Bowl 51. We got a little bit more to talk about in the NFL. Also, LeBron James, New York Knicks. We got some NBA talk. So much more. Y'all do not go nowhere. Stay locked. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, T7M Radio. Don't go nowhere. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. On radio with 7 Mitchell. Callers, y'all call up 347-989-8102. Locked and loaded. Me and my co-host Raj, we chopping it up, talking about Super Bowl 51. Tom Brady, the New England Patriots, getting his 5th Super Bowl ring. So, Raj, I got to ask you the $1 million question. He getting his 5th ring yesterday. He got his 4th MVP of the Super Bowl. Is Tom Brady, in your opinion, the quarterback of all time?
Yes.
Why? Who did you have before Brady?
Well, according to me, I had Manning.
So why do you? What? I guess is it the rings alone that kind of surpasses Brady over Manning in your opinion? Like, what was it that kind of made you decide that Brady was better than Manning?
See, one of the things, like, again, Tom Brady also went back to that quarterback coach. Okay, and if you notice about him, you know what I mean? Yeah, he got suspended, but it's like, when he got suspended in a couple games, as soon as he got suspended, it's like he ain't missed a beat. He came right in firing. And to me personally, you got to be a legend. To me, not a legend, but a great quarterback in the NFL. For you to miss 5 games and still come back as if you ain't. You know what I mean? And, too, look at this, too. The other thing is, his weapons, to me, personally, to be a great also, even if you don't have a weapon like that, you gotta learn how to utilize your offense. And that's one of the things Brady did to me. He utilizes his offense. He can go there without Julian Edelman, Gronkowski, and all them, and he'll still find a way. Just like he and the reason why I almost want to compare him and Peyton, like, they could have a bunch of nobodies out there, and we wouldn't even know it. We would think that they're Jerry Rice and all them. They turn nobodies into stars.
But to be honest with you, Peyton Manning actually played with some Hall of Famers at wideout. Marvin Harrison was just put in the Hall of Fame last year. He took the spot over T.O. last year. We're going to talk about T.O. not making the Hall of Fame again. But, Reggie Wayne, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. So Peyton Manning, after and he played with Marshall Faulk as well. He's actually has Hall of Famers offensively outside of Randy Moss. Tom Brady and Gronkowski, who's only playing 2-3 games a season, he doesn't have anybody of that caliber, to really play with. Last week it was Hogan being a big guy in the AFC Championship. Yesterday in the Super Bowl it was running back James White. We're also on T.O. not making the Hall of Fame.
Me personally, T.O. is, a great receiver, but you have to think about all the other players before him. You know what I mean? Marvin, not Marvin Hammerson. Reggie, you just spoke on him. Reggie Wayne.
Right.
You know what I mean? Reggie Wayne, to me, let me ask you this. Who if you had to start a receiver, okay, who would you take? Reggie Wayne or T.O.?
I would have to take Reggie Wayne. I'm sorry. I think T.O. is more box office, but, I'm big on team camaraderie and things of that nature. And, for the argument that T.O. was a cancer in the locker room, I can't bank my head on that. So I would prefer Reggie Wayne.
You can, and two, here, what you just said, though, too. You ain't hear about, Reggie Wayne you don't hear about Reggie Wayne, when he was playing, getting in trouble and everything like that. Every team, to me, except for San Fran, now I could be wrong, that T.O. went to, he was a cancer. That seemed like.
That's true. My only thing is just that it just feels like the people that are voting, the media that are voting, they are holding personal grudges against T.O. because his numbers are clear as day. He should be in the Hall of Fame. So if his numbers fit the bill, regardless if you like him or not, I think they really disrespecting this man, and they trying to prove a point. And I thought they proved it last year, but they doing it again this year. So I think it's sour grapes. I feel sorry for T.O., but, I hope he hold his head. I hope he don't go off the deep end because I just think that the people are kind of fucking with him. And it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
You're right.
Yep. Let's get into some NBA action, Raj. We got to talk a little bit about the King, LeBron James.
Now, let me. Can I? It's funny that you brought up vacations. Okay. Now I know this might go off a little topic, and if it does, I'm sorry. You can cut me off and everything.
No, we good.
You have to give respect where respect is due. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And right, to me personally, I don't know if you heard about it down there in Baltimore, but just yesterday, now like this is it's going on topic. Kobe. Okay, Kobe. A lot of people don't like Kobe for whatever the reason. Okay, but to me, he's a legend in the game now. You might as well say. So
Thanks.
For you to disrespect that man for what happened to him yesterday, it's like, wow. You know what I mean? Which is what happened was all his high school memorabilia, like his jersey and everything like got stolen.
I mean, Tom Brady's jersey, Super Bowl jersey, got stolen out the locker room yesterday after the Super Bowl.
Right. But it's like,
crazy.
You know what I mean? My whole thing is, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to disrespect. And then I hear, not to be all on Kobe, but then I hear about, Kobe never did this, Kobe never did that. Look what Kobe did in the NBA. You know what I mean? Nobody can, you know what I mean? To me personally, you know what I mean?
What? Please don't say what I think you're going to say.
What? Say it.
It sounded like you were ready to say something to the effect that can't nobody in the NBA mess with Kobe Bryant.
No, I ain't going there. But this is all that I ask about the man. Okay, credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? The man got 5 rings. Okay, yeah, he may not have did it by himself, but give the man credit.
Definitely. I mean, who doesn't give the Black Mamba his just due when it comes to credit? Anybody that doesn't give Kobe his props is just a hater. If you want to say he's not the best leader, that's fine. I can respect that because Kobe is not the best leader. He has never really been a leader, in my opinion. But outside of that, Kobe is the man. Very disrespectful to steal his high school memorabilia. And the thing about it, you can't put this stuff on eBay. You can't put this stuff on Amazon. Everybody knows it's stolen. So you can't make no money from it. You know what I mean? You can't flaunt it around in the streets. Somebody going to wind up telling on you. So I don't understand why would people go through so many changes and adjustments to take something that you can't even benefit from.
Right.
Now, LeBron James was unhappy how the Cleveland Cavaliers and owners Dan Gilbert was spending money on the roster over the last week or so. LeBron James has been making some public remarks about the way he does not like how the Cleveland Cavaliers have been moving. In your opinion, Ross, do you feel like LeBron James is out of bounds for speaking publicly about the team's money business and things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, there's a way you handle business and there's a way you don't handle business. What's going on in the Cleveland organization, you're not supposed to leak that to the media. That's where you're out of bounds at. That's like me and you, for example. You know, you're my general manager. I don't like the way you're telling me to do something, and I go leak it to the media. Oh, my GM told me this. My GM told me that. You're not supposed to do that. Now, you got all these rumors running rampant. Okay, LeBron going to this. LeBron going to leave Cleveland.
It's crazy.
Right.
Cleveland better stop playing. But LeBron has, I don't see LeBron going anywhere. Regardless of what the speculation is, I don't see LeBron going anywhere again. I never thought that he would come back.
Yeah, me either.
You never know. I got to talk about, before we wrap up, man, it's been a pretty dope podcast, just a rapid-fire podcast. I got to talk about my New York Knicks. It's going down tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. tip-off. Yes, sir, man. We got the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. Now, Derrick Rose will be returning tonight. He missed 4 games with an ankle injury. Phil Jackson, Coach Hornets. It's just been a pathetic experience that I've had all year. And, I really feel sorry for my guy, Melo. I don't want Melo to go ahead and waive the trade clause because I don't want New York to get off so easily. By getting rid of my man, Melo, expecting him, they publicly talking about trades. We was going down, and it's just making Carmelo trade value seem lower than what it is. Like, Phil Jackson and them is just really disrespecting my guy, Melo. And they not doing nothing on the back end to show me that the Knicks is making any moves. They third place in the Atlantic, 22-30, 8 games under 500. I mean, it's just been a nightmare. We added Joe Noah, Derrick Rose, Courtney Lee. We spent all this extra money, and we have not been able. It's like the same old Knicks. It's embarrassing.
Well. On another note, it's funny you said it. No trade. You don't want them to trade. Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want Melo. I want Melo and D'Angelo Russell to play together.
In L.A.?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you and see. What you just said that I'm gonna tell you what that does right there. It doesn't make them. We're not a contender for a championship. Okay, but at least gives me a little bit of doubt that you know what I mean. That we make the playoffs. And I'm gonna tell you why. Just hear me out real quick with this. Okay, we have at the point guard we have Russell. Shooting guard, we have Lou Williams. Okay, small forward. What we do is, you know what I mean. We of course Melo starts there. All right. Then Mozgov is center and Randall at power forward. That's a 5 right there that you probably sleep on, and that 5 right there that could come out and do something to you.
Offensively, I agree. But we know, and Melo is my guy. I mean, defensively, Carmelo is still in junior high school when it comes to playing defense. Like, he plays none. So him going to the Lakers, they still gonna need a defensive presence. When he was talking about going, they talking about trading him to Cleveland. I thought that was pretty good. Tristan Thompson, LeBron James, pretty good defenders. That'll kind of take up for the lack of defense that Melo got. But you can't just send Melo anywhere because he's gonna get exposed because he don't play defense.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed, man. They lost to the Cavaliers, 111-104 the other day. It's gonna be a good one against the Lakers tonight. I just hope we can pull a win off because we need it. And D Rose off and on, it's just been a nightmare. Don't even get me started. That's what it is, man. But this is the Best of 7 Sports Talk, man. Salute to all the listeners and callers, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Make sure y'all join us weekdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 347-989-8102. Follow us everywhere on social media. We are so lit at T7M Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at T7M Radio as well. Definitely appreciate it. Look forward to chopping it up with y'all debating 24/7. When it comes to these dope debates. Before we go ahead and wrap up, I do got to ask you, though, we was talking about Carmelo, Raj. Do you put Carmelo in top 5 NBA small forwards at this point in the game?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Yes, I do.
Where do you rank him? Where do you rank him? And we got Kawhi Leonard. We got Paul George, who kind of plays a 2-3. We got Kevin Durant, of course. Where do you put Carmelo right now at the 3 spot? If you put him in the top 5, where are you ranking him in the 5? Closer to number 1 or closer to number 5?
Closer to number 5. And and the reason why I'm saying that, number 1 to me is Kevin Durant right now. Okay? Number 2 is Kawhi Leonard. Then you can throw Melo at number 3.
Okay. One thing that alarms me, I don't know if you've really been in the loop of this, but KD and Draymond Green has been going back and forth on the court a couple times this season, including, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, and it looked real crazy. I'm starting to see a lot of little friction between the two. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, at the end of the day, what you call got to go. I'm sorry to say that Draymond got to go.
Thank you. That's the bottom line. And there's no other way to kind of slice that. And I think people try to dance around that because of the history that Golden State has made. You know what I mean? I've never been sold on Draymond Green. He came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? I don't want to be so disrespectful, but clearly, if we having that type of issue, and it's in the public eye more than once, because KD ain't going nowhere. Yeah, man, I agree. Draymond has got to go, without a doubt. So we're going to have to see how that play out before the All-Star break. So, Tom Brady, so you got Tom Brady being the greatest ever. What about Coach Belichick? Greatest coach ever at this point?
Belichick, to me, right now, could go down in history as one of the best one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, man, he's a genius. It seems like Coach Belichick has a formula to beat every team in the NFL. It's either the team going to execute or they not. Now, one thing that gave me cause to pause, and I want to ask you this. This will be the last thing I want to ask you before we wrap up. Matt Ryan Saturday won the MVP in the NFL. Not saying that he did not deserve it, but I have an issue with the MVP being given before the end of the year. When I look at the overall body of work, even though Brady missed a quarter of the season, the first 4 games, what he did in the Super Bowl with the weapons that he had or lack of, how can you not say that Tom Brady was not the most valuable player this year? Like, I kind of have a problem with that award being given out too early.
Okay, and I'm going to say this to you real quick, okay? To me personally, there should be two MVPs going out, okay? The MVP of the season, which, I know you ain't gonna like this, but to me, Matt Ryan is the MVP of the season. Okay. You think that Matt Ryan? Wait a minute.
You think that Matt Ryan is the MVP of the NFL?
Yes.
Oh, you on drugs? You should be drug tested, Raj. You should be drug. Are you kidding me?
Listen, but you gotta. To me, Matt, I'm gonna be honest with you. Matt Ryan is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Okay.
But now, to me, the MVP of the whole, you're right. You know what? Let me retract that. I see what you're saying. And Brady should get 2 awards. The one award he should get, which is not in the NFL, which is comeback player, because you know what I mean. Like you said, he sat out a quarter of the season, and came in as if he practiced all week and everything. And then MVP.
It goes to show as well how disciplined that team is. I mean, without Brady, they were 3-1. I think they just lost their last game before he came back with the third-string quarterback. A lot of props go to Belichick. This has been a magic, special, unique season for the Patriots. And being a Ravens fan, I mean, I really hate to say this. I mean, it's really hurt my stomach to have to give the Patriots these praises on air like this. But, it's undeniable what they done been through this season and what they accomplished yesterday. The Atlanta Falcons choked. There's just no way around it. You know what I mean? And, wow, greatest game ever in the Super Bowl history, in my opinion. Bottom line.
Right.
Yes, sir. Well, this was the Best of 7 Sports Talk. This is 7 Mitchell. Got the co-host, Raj, man. We about to go ahead and sign off. We appreciate everybody for locking in. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. You already know how we give it up. You are now rocking with the Best of 7 Sports Talk. T7M Radio. Subscribe everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud. We lit all on social media at T7M Radio. Y'all stay safe. We be locked in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. We see y'all tomorrow. Y'all be good. We out. 1.
Best of 7 Sports Talk with 7 Mitchell on T7M Radio every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 347-989-8102, and follow us on social media, T7M Radio on YouTube.